Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'm calling to order the Finance Committee meeting on Tuesday, February 13th at 4 o'clock. It is now fully remote due to the weather. And because it is fully remote, we have these fun guidelines that I'll share. We're using Zoom for this meeting, which allows for the public to participate in the meeting as an attendee. I can request that people use their names so we can keep accurate minutes. As a preliminary matter, I'm the chair of the town's finance committee. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative, starting with Stephen Morey.
Here.
Peter Schaefer.
Here.
Jeremy Bloomer.
Here.
Chris Glowacki.
Here.
Joe Wright.
Here.
Jill Veith.
Here.
Thank you. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative, starting with Maria Basheva.
Here.
Erica Mooney. She's here. Susan Carmel. Nobody wants to talk to me today. Rick Sears.
Here.
Thank you. And anticipated speakers on the agenda, please respond in the affirmative. So that would be Vicky. Oh my gosh, Vicky, I'm sorry. Marsh, right?
Right.
Yeah, there we go. Vicky Marsh.
Here.
Patricia Halstead.
Here.
Arthur Reed. Well, Arthur will hear you when we get to you. Thank you. Okay, good afternoon. This meeting of the Finance Committee is being conducted remotely pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless it's required by law. This meeting will feature public comment. Please note it's being recorded. Please understand that if you screen share, everyone can see you. And I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. And finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. So may I have an approval of the agenda, please?
So moved.
Second. Thank you. Roll call. So Stephen.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Jeremy.
Aye.
Chris.
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
Jill.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, I'm now going to open it up for public comment, and this is for anything that is not on our agenda. If somebody wants to speak, either physically raise your hand as we only are on one screen, or raise your little electronic hand. Seeing no hands raised, I will close the public comment. And then we are discussion of warrant articles for annual town meeting 2024, starting with Article 68, sponsored by the Select Board, real estate lease license of Baxter Road property for erosion control. And with that, I am going to turn it over to Andrew Vorse to lead us through the article. Please, Andrew. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Denise and board members. Thank you. I'm actually going to pass this to Vicky. I see there is a map for this one. I'm working to try to get the rest of the map. So this one is one I know that Vicky Marsh worked on. So I think she can best explain this one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Andrew.
Vicky.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this article is for the lease or license to Baxter Road property that is town-owned parcels that are shown here in outlined in red. They are from 41 Baxter Road to 119 Baxter Road. And the purpose of this article is to comply with Chapter 67-1-E of the town bylaws, which would allow for the town to lease or license a portion of this town-owned property for structures that are the structures that are described in the bylaw for purposes of erosion control. Fairly straightforward.
Okay, so
questions?
I'm assuming, Vicky, that the recommendation is motion to adopt. Is that?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. Questions from the committee? Joe Wright?
Is this the area of the existing geotube or the proposed geotube?
It's the proposed geotube. It actually includes, I should say it includes the existing and the proposed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Stephen?
Thank you. Vicky, can you explain what is the necessity of this lease or license?
The necessity.
Yeah,
So the purpose is to allow for the geotubes to continue to exist in their location or to expand to a larger location. The SBPF and the town are in the process of filing an NOI application for this new extension area. And so this will enable the town to be able to lease or license that particular area for that purpose, which would be in compliance with the bylaws. The town has to go to town meeting in order to be able to have the authority to be able to grant the lease or license for this purpose in this location.
got it. So the existing geotubes, those are subject to some existing lease or license?
It was, yes. And at the time when the original ones were done, they did not go to town meeting. Since then, there was a town
There
meeting.
wasn't the requirement to do
Right.
that, and now there is. So
Yes,
because this map shows all of them, we're not to believe that there wasn't, well, I guess we are. So there is no lease or license. No, there is a lease or license, but it didn't go to town meeting before. And now we're gonna replace that lease or license with this new one.
correct.
And that's why we're not just showing the areas for the new erosion mitigation. We're
Correct.
showing the whole area because we're gonna
Correct.
supersede the current lease or license.
Correct.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Arthur Reed?
Muted.
Yeah, if you're speaking, Arthur, you're muted. And you're still muted. Maria, can you unmute Arthur? Arthur's disappeared. Okay,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess my hand accidentally went up. I have nothing to say about this one.
okay, you're just waving at us. Thank
My
you, Arthur.
apologies.
No problem. Jeremy?
Yeah, I was just curious, this gives the town the right to lease, or is there a lessor identified also?
So the town is the lessor or the licensor, as the case may be.
So who is receiving then from the
Okay.
town the
So
license?
So SBPF, who was the license, was the had constructed the geotubes previously, are involved as far as filing an NOI again with the Conservation Commission. So yes, they would be the licensor or lessee.
Okay, and what are the rough economic terms that when the town does this licensing?
We haven't gotten that far yet. This is really just to seek the authority to be able to do that.
Got it.
We are in the process of working on an MOU to be able to proceed on those terms.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Joe Wright?
It's Joe, right? Yeah. Does COSCOM opine on this or not?
To be honest, I don't know if it's gone to them. This is really just to be able to comply with the bylaw. So they're not required to authorize us to be able to do that. It would actually come into place when they actually would approve of, an extension of the geotubes. So we're waiting for that to, see how that all plays out. But this gives us the authority to be able to do that. And it
That's
doesn't
fine.
mandate us.
Thank you very much. It's
You're
Joe.
welcome.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the committee or from members of the public? Seeing none. Maria, can you take the map down? Maria, sorry, can you take the map down? Because I can't see everybody. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Maria. Is there a motion?
Motion to accept.
Second,
Okay, thank you. So Peter made the motion, Jeremy seconded. Any further discussion on the motion? Seeing no hands raised. Joe?
Aye.
Thank you. Stephen?
Aye.
Thank you. Jeremy?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Jill?
Aye.
Joanna?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Article 89, home rule petition conveyance of School Street from county to town.
Aye, okay, thanks, great, we have the map, so, this article is a home rule petition, and, this, is basically a 1952 layout by the county commissioners. Over the years, we have gradually transferred all of our county land wherever we find it from the county to the town. We do that for a couple reasons. Number one, at least when this started, was there had been an effort to remove counties in Nantucket, in all of Massachusetts, which means that most of the property owned by counties would go to the state. And this is a property that we want to keep locally. And this is an important access and part of eventually our One Big Beach holdings on Surfside. So this home rule petition, like others that were approved last year and the years before, is pretty simple. It just transfers this way from the county to the town.
Thank you, Andrew. Questions from the committee? Chris?
Sorry, trying to find the mute button. Thank you. Andrew, do we know, does this sort of complete all the county land we know of, or do we know how much remaining county land there is then?
Unfortunately, I will tell you that we find that land sometimes listed by the assessor, listed as town, only to find out later that it's owned by the county. So I would love to say that we've gotten all the parcels, but occasionally one or two does spring forward.
Thank you.
Any further questions from the committee? Okay, seeing none. Thank you, Maria. May I have a motion?
Motion to accept.
Thank you,
Second.
Peter. Second from Stephen. Okay, any further discussion on the motion? Seeing none. Joe?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Stephen?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
Jill?
Aye.
Joanna?
Aye.
Who did I miss?
Jeremy.
Jeremy, thank you.
Aye.
Thank you. But Jeremy, the issue is you're just a black silhouette. We don't see your
Oh,
face
really?
at all because of the lighting. So,
Okay,
yeah,
I'll
you're,
have to,
because the
gotta
window's
figure-
behind you.
the window is
I don't
behind
really
me,
like your view either, so that's.
but there's a nice view here.
Yeah,
Let
no,
me
that's
try
the
and
view I
figure-
don't like, actually, is what I was pointing out, Jeremy. So,
All right, let me try and figure it out here.
there you go.
I-
Now, it's a little bit better. Thanks, Jeremy. Okay.
I
good.
have to get the technology here. Let me see.
Denise,
how this
aye, that's unanimous. Okay, Article 90, home rule petition, real estate conveyances from town of Nantucket to Nantucket Islands Land Bank and or Sconset Trust, Inc. Thank you, Maria, for the map, and over to you, Andrew.
Thank you. So what we're looking at here is basically these are really what I would call some cleanup parcels in Sconset. And again, to orient you, the parcels that are shown in the red outline running from either Ocean Ave or Low Beach Road down to the water are paper streets that were shown on earlier maps and that aren't in use. And then the other piece that's sort of running perpendicular is a leftover piece of the railroad bed that was deeded to the town back from Julius Jensen, who deeded all the remaining parcels of the railroad bed not deeded out to the town. So what we're doing here is these parcels are held for open space purposes. The surrounding parcels are generally owned by the land bank or the Sconset Trust. We've done several of these transfers in Sconset, and I will say that Sconset is on the way to become one of our first neighborhoods with 100% One Big Beach access, which is great. And when we transfer custody of land purchased or owned for open space purposes to another entity, it requires a home rule petition. So these would be transferred for the same exact purposes. you'd be hard pressed to actually find them as separate parcels out there. All of this land pretty much looks like, you know, beachfront dune property, you know, from the road down to the water. So in the long run, it's good for to put this all under common ownership under one entity, and that would be the land bank and or Sconset Trust, who sometimes you know, have a special interest in one parcel or another. This gives the flexibility and allows them, I'm not sure if you're aware of, we recently did a joint project on Magnolia Avenue, replacing stairways there. And that was sort of an earlier authorization. But again, it's in the similar vein of that earlier home rule petition. So
Thank you, Andrew. Questions?
ask for your support.
Seeing no questions, may I thank you, Maria? May I have a motion?
Motion to accept.
Thank you, Peter.
Second,
Thank you, Jeremy. Okay, any further discussion on the motion? Seeing none. Joanna?
Aye.
Jill?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
Stephen?
Aye.
Me, I, Jeremy.
aye.
Thank you. Okay. Article 93, real estate acquisition, unnamed way in Siasconset. Wasn't this the one we just looked at?
It is, as a matter of fact. So there's a couple different actions which require separate articles. So in this, this is the actual acquisition article for this paper street that runs between two land bank parcels. So again, this is the authorization allowing the town to acquire it for open space purposes. It's a little, I know it feels like it's a little out of sync, but actually we do this first. And then we
Convey it.
have the home rule petition, which usually can take, you know, 1 to 2 years, sometimes more. We finish the taking, and then once that home rule petition passes, then we're in a position to convey. So this is the acquisition article.
Mhm.
And again, it's really the same purpose that we had just discussed.
Okay. Any questions? Seeing none. Okay. Back to full screen. Thank you, Maria. All right. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept.
Thank you, Peter.
Second,
Thank you, Jeremy. Okay, further discussion? Nope. Joe?
Aye.
Stephen?
Aye.
Jeremy?
aye.
Jill?
Aye.
Joanna?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
Denise, aye. Thank you. Okay. Do you want to do, for that reason, Andrew, do you want to do 94 and 95 together? Seeing it's the
Yes.
acquisition and the conveyance?
Yes, and this is the same, basically the same parcels we looked at, with the exception of the additional paper street, which is shown as Linden Lane. It's actually Linden Avenue that comes down.
Okay,
There's an earlier vote on both of these that allows the town to acquire these, but not to convey them to, I mean, they can only acquire it for open space purposes. What we're doing here, we're asking for the permission to also consider conveying a portion of these to the abutters in return for one big beach easements. And again, that closes a significant gap along the beachfront and connects basically land bank to the north, which is the upper part of the screen, to land bank to the south. We did look at putting a stairway on Linden. It was not well received, but we do have additional land owned by the land bank, again, that we sort of just talked about, where that other paper street is slightly to the south here. So our goal here is to give the select board tools to negotiate, hopefully, a one big beach easement, and close this gap here to connect probably the more important part of this land, which is the beachfront.
is there any chance, Andrew, that the select board would not be able to negotiate the easement?
There always is that possibility. The backup is that the town does have the full authority to acquire these and keep them.
Okay.
So
Thank you. Any questions for Andrew for 94 and 95? If not, may I have a motion for the both?
Motion to accept.
Thank you.
Second,
Thank you, Jeremy. Okay, so this is for motion to accept for both 94 and 95, starting with Stephen,
Aye.
Jeremy,
aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Jill,
Aye.
Joanna. Joanna, we are muted.
I was coughing, so I muted.
Thank you. Chris,
Aye.
Denise, aye. Okay, thank you. Both of those unanimous. All right, we're gonna do the same thing for real estate acquisition, unnamed way, Grove Lane to Westchester Road, and conveyance, unnamed way, Grove Lane to Westchester Road, Articles 96 and 97.
thank you. And this article is a paper street running between the two mentioned roads. This runs adjacent to Conservation Foundation property and to Town of Nantucket property. That's the subject of other articles, basically on the right-hand side. This is to basically consolidate this this street to make sure this is consolidated as open space property. And it basically clears the title and adds this into the inventory of protected open land. So the Article 96 allows the select board to acquire it, and Article 97 allows the select board to convey to the land bank, to the Conservation Foundation, or continue to hold it for open space purposes.
Thank you. Questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead,
Denise?
Jeremy, please.
Just looking at this map, I mean, could this be a road? Or is it being conveyed to the land, ultimately to the land bank, so it will never become a road? What,
Right, this is being conveyed so it will not become a road. The companion Article 97 is to convey it to the land bank for open space and conservation purposes.
who owns it right now? That is, that the
Well,
town is,
with a lot of these roads, that can be an open question. There is a statute called the derelict fee statute, which gives property owners rights to the center line of the road. Sometimes, depending on the title, if that was withheld, then it would be in the same ownership as the original owner. So this is why we work to clear the title of these, especially when they're not needed. Obviously, this was a subdivision at one point, and all the lots except for the one with a house on it up at the northwestern corner are conservation land.
Okay, so they don't need access from Westchester.
They have access, a driveway that exits out onto Westchester right now.
I meant
And-
I'm sorry, Jeremy. So the one with the house on the, as you said, on the, to the left of the way, abuts Westchester, and then the ones below it are conservation land, so they do not need access to a road.
Correct.
Okay,
and Grove Lane, I'm trying to remember which one Grove Lane is. Is that a full road or is that just a pathway here?
You can kind of see on that it peters out. I mean, it's still a laid out road, but the middle section is somewhat impassable. It has you can see the brownish line is sort of the end of the vehicle passageways, and then there's a blue line down near the corner, which is like a drainage area, so it has water in it. In general, I mean, this area is being set aside for conservation and not, there's not development encouraged back here because of I guess the non-existence of the road and the wetlands in the area, so.
Got it.
Joe, you had your hand up before. Do you have a question?
No, that's fine. I think I've walked this path. And it ends at Grove. And it's a rutted road, but I wouldn't want to try to drive on it.
Okay, thank you. Always first person observation is always good. Thank you. Okay, any other questions from the committee? Seeing none? Okay, so for 96 and 97, Peter, may I have the
Motion to accept.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, any further discussion on the motion for 95 and 96? Nope. Okay, so I'll start with you, Joe.
Aye.
Thank you. Peter,
Aye.
Joanna,
Aye.
thank you. Stephen,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Jeremy,
Aye.
Jill.
Aye.
Did I forget anybody? No. And myself, aye. Good, thank you. All right, 98. Real estate conveyance, Town of Nantucket to Nantucket Islands Land Bank and/or Sconset Trust, Inc., miscellaneous parcels in Sconset and Grove Lane.
So we've pretty much talked about these parcels in Sconset, and again, this is just the ability to convey the properties that we talked about. And the Grove Lane property is adjacent to that other, if we go to the next map, 2 on this one. Maria, do you have that? Right, so that's the Grove Lane property that basically the land bank is interested in managing. That property was donated to the town to be kept in a forever wild status. And again, there's 3 or 4 different open space owners in here, and the land bank is, you know, staffed and I guess I would view them as maybe a better steward of this particular property in this location. Not that the town isn't, but they own additional property further along on Grove Lane and are interested in comprehensively managing it. And that is something that we talked about in the open space plan, and it's been a goal to get properties under similar properties under the same type of management where possible.
Just for my own edification, Andrew, why did we have to convey it in 90 and convey it again in 98? Why wouldn't it have just been Grove Lane on this one?
Different parcel, I think.
No, not in the
Oh.
last map. On the last-
90 is the home rule petition, Denise?
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
this is the conveyance part.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Andrew. Okay. Jeremy?
Yeah, I'm just curious, what is it that the land bank or the conservation group does that allows them to manage this better? I guess, what do they do and then what is it different than what the town can do?
So when when this was acquired, there wasn't a land bank, so it was put like other property under the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission. The land bank, I think you all know, has a flow of revenue. They have professional staff and equipment, and they're basically able to, you know, respond. And I think they have a level of expertise that is well suited for all of the various conservation land that they own. So that's, you know, the town, DPW would be sort of tasked to come out here and deal with the property with their many other priorities and duties on all types of land. So.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Seeing none. Peter?
Motion to accept.
Thank you. Second?
Second,
Thank you, Jeremy. Okay, Jeremy,
aye.
Joanna,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Jill,
Aye.
Denise, I, thank you. Okay. 99, real estate acquisition, 75A, 75B, and 77 Bartlett Road.
So on this particular article, I will tell you that we're not ready probably for a final action by the Finance Committee yet on this.
Okay,
What this article is about, and I think David Gray will be before you at a later meeting, is that right?
on
So
Friday, on Thursday.
on Thursday, okay, so he probably will have some more information about this, but these particular properties have been identified as the potential location for a sewer pump station because of their location at a low spot along Bartlett Road, which is what is needed. There was basically discussion about merging some maybe housing and the sewer needs together here, which is why the entire properties are both included. I think that he has some more information about what the owners, there might be a way to do just the sewer pump station. Of course, that would be in the front yard of these houses, and maybe the owner might prefer to, in a situation like that, to convey the whole thing. But I know that there has been some interest or support by the owner expressed, but we wanted to make sure to include the parcels and the proposed action. The final motion would, of course, needs an appropriation, and that might be split between sewer and housing, or might be only sewer. So again, this needs a little bit more massaging here before you make a final vote. But I just wanted to explain to you what we're talking about at this point.
Okay, so we will defer of course, the committee, you can ask questions if you want to of Andrew, and then we will defer to discuss it further with David Gray, the sewer director, when we either discuss the sewer articles or when we discuss his budget on Thursday. So, okay, any questions for Andrew though before that? No? Okay. All right, so then 100 and 101, we'll do both. Real estate acquisition, Paper Streets, Maya Comet Park. And 101 is the conveyance.
So this article is both an acquisition and a disposition. So Article 100 is the acquisition. Article 101 is the disposition. What we're doing here is basically deconstructing this entire subdivision, which was laid out I think in the 1920s. It's an area west of the sewer bed. The land bank has a priority and has gradually acquired almost all of the parcels located, in these various blocks here. What we need to do, or what we're trying to do, and this is a joint project between Plus and the land bank, is to return this to one overall parcel and remove like I said, remove the subdivision. There's an earlier warrant article that authorized the land bank to take some of the paper streets, but basically now that we have a good idea of, what's going to happen in the entire area, we want to acquire all of them, and basically a new plan will be filed, and there will only be one parcel of land instead of all these other ones, which is actually quite a problem and an administrative burden. There are two private houses located within the boundary of this, and both of those properties will receive easements. I will tell you that their legal access, you can, do not follow this. Well, their access is not constructed with any of the legal roadways that are shown here. Anyone, if you know this area, the sand roads kind of go through the area willy-nilly. And like I said, the two property owners, you can see the little houses in like the charcoal color along the pond, will have an easement preserved for their access, and there will be an access that allows the town to get to the western side of the sewer bed. And we worked recently with the land bank to solve a problem for permitting in the sewer bed, which was cooperative and good. And I think this is actually the culmination of a lot of work that began in the mid-80s to basically assemble this land and preserve it for open space. So Article 101 allows the town, after the acquisition, to convey what is the land of all of these paper streets to the land bank for open space.
So at some point in the future, Andrew, will there have to be acquisitions and conveyances for all those little boxes?
All the little boxes have been acquired over time.
Okay,
Yep, beginning in the 80s.
all right.
And it's really been quite a task of what that involved, so.
Was this the housing development that was intended when the railroad used to go out there?
It's similar to that. It kind of has a history of low value and giving out deeds, and there's causing a lot of confusion. You're talking about the Tom Nevers one, which is actually a similar era
Okay,
division.
I thought there was one that went out towards Surfside as well, but
Right, that never got to full build out.
okay, thank you. Other questions for Andrew? Okay,
Motion to accept.
thank you, Peter.
Second,
Thank you, Jeremy. Okay, so that's for both 100 and 101. Jill,
Aye.
Joanna,
Aye.
Stephen. You're muted, but I saw you say aye. Chris,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Jeremy,
aye.
Denise, aye. Thank you. Okay. 102, real estate conveyance, School Street, Surfside.
Okay, so at 102, we're basically talking about that street that we had talked about earlier. And what we have been talking to the property owner, basically on the left-hand side here. They've expressed interest in gaining some control over a portion of the way, and that outline in red is showing half of the way. That would be that could be deeded to them, but still subject to the easement for access. So remember, this is a 40-foot wide access point. In return for that, there is an encroachment, and that's the dotted line that goes onto their property. You see that sort of midpoint here. There's a dune in front of that, and to put that path, within the proper legal layout would involve removing that dune, or basically, putting a path up over it, which would be preferable to leave it where it is. And then the one big beach easement would cover, if you remember this, it goes from the mean low water mark to the toe of the nearest dune, and that actually moves over time as well. So there is public land basically on the beach property is separated by several of the other homes. There's land bank property that's located to the west, but this is part of the effort. This is not only would we retain our 40-foot wide, and it does widen out as you get to the beach because of the expansion, to have a one big beach easement in this middle area, and gradually work on the connections both east and west.
Thank you. Questions for Andrew? Okay. Peter,
Motion to accept.
thank you. Have a second?
Second,
Thank you, Joe. Okay, Joe, I'll start with you. Your vote on motion to accept, Joe.
Aye.
Thank you. Peter,
Aye.
Jeremy,
aye.
Joanna,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Jill,
Aye.
Denise, aye. Thank you. Okay. 103, real estate conveyances, utility easements for electric vehicle charging stations.
This is very self-explanatory, and the two maps basically show the areas. So we have one at the Surfside Beach parking lot, and the second one is at the jetties, which would grant the necessary easements for the installation of these electric vehicle charging stations.
How many stations will be, do you know?
Pardon me?
How many stations will be at each?
That I'm not sure of. Lauren would probably have the answer to that if
I was
you
just cu-
needed.
I was curious.
Yeah.
Or Libby, do you know?
I can try to look it up. It's maybe 2 at each location, but I'm not
Okay.
100% sure.
No,
But
I was looking for the size of the prize here, whether it was 10 or 2.
oh, no, it's definitely not 10.
Okay,
It's,
so it's 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I was just curious, when those charging stations are put in place, who pays for them? Who pays for not the fuel, but the electricity?
we just recently instituted fees, and so the users pay.
Okay.
And other questions? Okay, thank you.
Motion to accept.
Thank you, Peter. Wow, even faster than the map going away. Have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Joe. Joe, I'll start with you.
Aye.
Thank you. Peter,
Aye.
Jill,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Joanna,
Aye.
Jeremy,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Denise, aye. Thank you. Okay, 104, real estate conveyance, Walwinet Road and unnamed way. And here's my question. Is it Walwinet or Walwinet?
I can't help you with that. I'm sorry. I
Andrew, come on.
don't know.
Land on a side here, Andrew.
Yeah.
right.
This is basically a leftover sliver of roadway that we discovered as we looked at the one-minute bike path plans in this area. It was relocated, or the section that kind of swoops down was installed in the 1920s. So again, the road kind of went to this turn and then turn and then turn. So what this article does is authorize this, like other paper streets, to be, conveyed. And, we are in discussions with the neighbors. It's something that we would do anyway, but we would like to work with them for the easements that we need for the bike path. And, this, having this ability to remove this unneeded land here would be helpful in that process. So this authorizes the select board to convey this out, subject to the yard sale program.
Okay. So that's why there's not an acquisition, a companion acquisition article.
That's right. It was part of the original layout of the road, probably, in the 1800s. So.
Okie dokie. Questions? Okay, seeing none. Peter?
Motion to accept.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, Peter, starting with you.
Aye.
Okay. Jeremy,
Aye.
Joanna,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Jill,
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Thank you, Denise. Aye. Okay. Okay, 105 and 106, real estate acquisition, unnamed way, Surfside, and conveyance, unnamed way, Surfside.
Madam Chair, I know these are citizen-sponsored articles. I think they all 3 of them fall into the same type of character, that they are, laid out ways that are no longer need, or, again, paper streets shown on an earlier plan, not needed anymore. And the process here is, the first article is basically an acquisition to clear it, which clears the title, removes them as roadways. And then the second article basically authorizes the select board to convey And that right includes to retain any rights needed or wanted for public purposes. So,
And it gets conveyed to the property owner that it's running through the middle of.
right.
Okay. Questions from the committee? Okay.
Motion to accept.
Thank you, Peter. May I have a second?
Second,
Thank you, Jeremy. Starting with you, Jeremy,
aye.
Joanna,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Jill,
Aye.
Denise, I. Okay, and that's for both of those, the acquisition and the conveyance. Thank you. Okay, 107 and 108, real estate acquisition, Bank Avenue and adjacent way, and conveyance, Bank Avenue and adjacent way.
Right, and Madam Chair, this is the same situation. This is, you can see this is an internal way. It's on the edge of the bank, in the cliff area, and it's an area that is not needed for any sort of roadway, either now or in the future. So same principle.
Okay. Questions for Andrew or Mr. Reed? Joe, go ahead.
To whom will this land be conveyed?
If I may, I represent the owners who have asked me to submit this article, and they own the land on each side of the way. The properties in question are located at 3 and 5 Grant Avenue, which is to the southwest of this. And they own all the parcels, and it will be conveyed to them to the midline of the road as it abuts each of their parcels.
And these are not the same properties that were trying to get a sewer permit?
No,
And that was in Sconset.
yeah, this is, yeah, that's a different Bank Avenue.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Nobody's ever heard of this Bank Avenue.
It's a
just
bank
exists
street.
in this one location, and it's in back of these properties on Grant Avenue.
That's fine. There's a bank street in Wisconsin.
Correct. That was last town meeting. Or special town meeting, actually. So, okay. Other questions? Okay.
Motion to
Peter?
accept.
Thank you, Peter.
Second,
Thank you, Joe. And Joe, I'll start with you.
aye.
Thank you, Peter,
Aye.
Jeremy,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Joanna,
Aye.
Jill,
Aye.
Denise, I. Thank you. Okay. And the last one today, real estate acquisition and conveyance, Hamblin Road, 109 and 110.
So Madam Chair, this is again, a section of roadway that is mostly lawn and, has not been open for years. Most of the properties, are oriented down other short sections of the ways on either side. And the development, this is sort of an old mapping, but all the properties here that are left get their access off of Sherburne Turnpike, which is located to the west. So the property owners, I believe, are going to fold this former way into their own property, and it is not needed for roadway purposes any longer.
Okay.
Actually, if I could correct on that, Andrew,
Oh,
this
sure.
map is not quite accurate. We're only talking about the southerly portion of the red rectangle that you have here. The northerly part above the lot lines that run from each side, halfway up, a little more than halfway up, is not part of this article. It runs from there down to the bottom of the red box. And that the area in question, my clients own on both sides of the road there, and different ownerships within the same family.
Mhm.
And that's what they propose to get rid of. Technically, the frontage for the house up to the right at the northerly end of it even though only a portion of that is constructed, serves that property which my clients don't own, and we're not attempting to eliminate that frontage for them.
Okay, well, we certainly should get that map corrected then.
Yeah,
So basically, Arthur, the box is half the size and it's the bottom half.
little more than half, but it's the bottom portion.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? No? Peter?
Motion to accept.
Thank you.
Caught me off guard.
Peter, come on, stay with me here.
Don't pay me for that one, Denise.
Aye, second.
Thank you, Joe. And I'll start with you, Joe. Go ahead.
Aye.
Thank you, Peter.
Aye.
Jeremy,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Jill,
Aye.
Joanna.
Aye.
Denise, aye. It's unanimous. Okay, so we got through all of those. Thank you very much, both Vicky and Andrew, for being here and helping with that. And we will be coming back to Article 99 on 75A, B, and 77 Bartlett Road when we speak to David Gray. So good job, everybody. Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is discussion of warrant articles. If anybody on the call or on the meeting wants to discuss any of the other articles. No hands raised, then I'll move on to date of next meeting, which will be Thursday, February 15th at 4 p.m. We will all have been dug out by then, so I look forward to seeing the locals in the trailer. So any other business before I ask for an adjournment? Seeing none, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to
moved.
adjourn.
Peter, you were slow on that one.
I thought somebody else would jump in.
I
So-
second.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, roll call. Joanna,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Jill,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Jeremy,
Aye.
Chris,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Denise, I. Thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And thanks for being flexible and being able to do this from remotely today. I appreciate it very much. Okay, we'll see you on Thursday.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thanks, Maria.